thank you very much for seeing me, Doctor, on such short notice. But the matter is rather urgent.
You said on the phone you suspected that the Summers boy was being bashed by one of his parents.
Yes, I understand that you recently treated Jason and that an X-ray showed up an old injury.
A broken arm. I spoke to the doctor that treated him on that occasion. Mrs. Summers claims that the boy fell down the stairs while playing.
2 accidents in a very short space of time. Doesn't that strike you as rather suspicious?
There is such a thing as an accident-prone child.
And is that your opinion of how the injuries were caused? Off the record, of course.
Off the record, it's possible the boy is being bashed, aye.
Are you going to report it to the police?
What can I say? I have my suspicions, but it's pretty tricky trying to prove a case of child bashing. You, as a social worker, should know that. And I, as a doctor, must be extremely discreet. Without proof.
Yes, as you say, it's pretty tricky. And I could hardly expect you to report it when I'm not prepared to do so myself.
Don't get your pacemaker in a twist, Tony, me. I've been thinking.
Oh?
About that factory, Luke. I'm going to offer to work there myself.
Well, that's not what you said yesterday. I thought you said it was a plot to rip off the workers.
Yeah, I haven't changed my mind about that. But I'm going to beat them at their own game. I'll con them.
How?
Offer me services on the work party. Make an honest quid. Got to support the Burke family somehow.
Listen, what'd you do with the money you won yesterday?
Oh, you stupid or what? How long do you reckon that'd keep our life? And I've got to get the money out to the kids.
Yeah, that won't be easy.
Nah, it's a cinch. I offer myself for the work party, word up the kids to hang around the factory, slip them the money and work me bum off making $40 a week. How's that for an idea?
Terrific. But first you gotta get on the work party, right?
How could they refuse?
Sit down.
What's so funny?
Here's the lunch bell.
I don't like the look of Vera.
Never have myself.
Do you reckon she found out about the fags?
No. If she had, the undertakers would have been here to collect their remains by now. Maybe Burke's got a brain after all.
What? She's as thick as 2 short planks.
Vera doesn't know where to look, that's all. Do you remember what you were saying about undertakers?
Oh, yeah.
All right, settle down. The governor would like a word with you.
I have received approval for a party of 6 to work at Mr. Reynolds' factory.
Come on, settle down.
Those going will be Robin Adams.
Yeah, I told you.
Dorian Burns. Judith Bryant. Me? Gladys Harper. Irene Nagel.
She'd never work in her life.
And Beatrice Smith. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that any breach of discipline will mean that you will be replaced by another inmate. That is all.
Your best behaviour.
Smith, that's outrageous.
Paul Reed made up the list.
I bet Vera never had any say in that.
Yeah, well, I'm real glad we'll be working together.
Oh, bad luck, is he?
Look, you'll get another chance.
Pigs, I will. I've lost my appetite.
Come on, Noelene. Listen, if you're that anxious to get that money out to your family, well, why don't you give it to me? I'll smuggle it out for you.
Yeah?
I'm happy to.
I don't know. Maybe you're dinky-die. I just don't trust no one that much. Not with Dot.
If I don't get the money out of your family, who will?
I will.
How can you?
You heard what Davo said. Anybody act up, they get taken off the work party and somebody else replaces them. I think someone just might get sprung. Oh, God, a helping agent.
What are you so happy about?
Nothing. Cancer sticks. Do you want one?
Only 2. Is that all you've got left from your last buyout?
Yep.
And now you're off buyout. But you're selling Birdsworth cigarettes.
What do you mean?
She told me she was getting her supplies from you.
No, that's all you know. Birdsworth and that Anderson bitch have got more fags than you could poke a stick at.
How could they? They've been off buyout for weeks.
Didn't get them from buyout. They pinched them from the storeroom.
Good try, Burke. But I've already checked the storeroom and everything's in order. Now, if you don't tell me...
I told you, Miss Bennett, Ridgy did. But if you counted every fag in the place...
I don't have to count them. All the cartons were there.
Was there anything in them?
Now, this is another one of your little jokes.
Well, why don't you check it out? They probably took them from the bottom and put back the empty cartons.
Looks like a tip-off was spot on, Vera. Look. Found them in Birdsworth and Burns' belongings.
Well, Burns has kissed her work release goodbye. Did you search Smith's things?
Yeah, clean as a whistle.
Oh, it's a pity. I can't understand Mrs. Davidson letting a dangerous woman like that out on work release.
Yeah, well, you better get Birdsworth and Burns to the governor's office. See if she can get to the bottom of this.
With pleasure.
Wonder when you'll get your marching orders.
Eh?
For the factory. I mean, I don't mind being left here on my own while you two go jaunting off around the countryside.
Oh, don't be like that, Lizzie. We'll be working real hard and that won't be no good for your old ticker.
And you couldn't be doing that all the time either, not with a foreman watching you.
Make the most of that cigarette, Birdsworth. That's the last one you'll be having for some time.
What?
You and Burns come with me. We're going to see the governor.
But we haven't done nothing.
No? What about your little adventure in the storeroom? Very clever. Take the packets from the bottom and the theft won't be discovered for months.
How did you find that out?
Never you mind. Come with me.
It wasn't us.
Save it for the governor.
We've been set up.
Well, I wonder if Burke the Burke knows anything about this. I think I'll just go and find out. Well, Burke, on your hands and knees again, are you? Who are you crawling to this time? What do you want? Remember Dorian and Lizzie, mates of mine? Well, they have just taken the rap for you busting the storeroom cupboard.
Got to admit that lurker taking the packets from the bottom was a real brainwave.
Yeah, it was, but Dorian and Lizzie still got sprung.
What's that got to do with me?
I want to know how Vera knew.
Knew what?
The fags were taken from the bottom cartons and they were in our cell.
Beats me. Pity about Doreen, but don't reckon she'll be going to work in the factory after that.
You dirty laden bitch!
Never be born! Will you stop that?
Oh, isn't that charming?
Fighting again like animals. How disgusting!
We better take Birdsworth and Burns back to the laundry. I'll take this pair to the governor's office.
Come on.
Come on, move it.
Good on you, babe.
Look at you,
Come
Bert.
here.
Ah, Meg. Glad I caught you.
Did you see Gail?
Yes. No guy, I'm afraid. Summers came home and threw me out.
Well, right back where we started. Nothing to go on but my say-so.
No, not quite. I also saw Dr. Rupert, and he believes that Jason is being bashed.
Well, did you report it?
No.
What? He's in the medical profession.
Meg, just hear me out. I told you this is a very tricky situation. If you report Summers, he'll be branded as a child basher, whether he's convicted or not.
It's a catch-22, isn't it? If I don't report it, who knows what's going to happen to Jason?
It's up to you, Meg. Do you want to call the police?
Not yet. But I don't like it just the same.
Neither do I. Listen, if anything else happens, you call me.
Yes, I will. Well, thanks for helping anyway.
No problems. See you tomorrow.
And what's your story, Smith?
Burke's lying. She was the one that raided the cupboard.
Lagger.
You lagged on Lizzie.
All
and
right,
Doreen.
settle down.
Go on, Smith.
Then she got stuck in there overnight.
How did you get out?
I was never in there.
We had to go sick so we had a chance of getting near the cupboard to get her out again.
Oh, so that's the mystery illness you all had. Go on.
Then Burke starts handing out the fags. And when she gets sprung, lags on Lizzie and Doreen.
I presume you have proof of this, Smith. After all, it is only your word against Burke's.
Well, who else'd lag? Then she thought up this little plot. She thought if Doreen got into trouble, she'd be taken off the factory project because Burke wants to go herself.
Now, what a load of crap.
I believe you, Smith.
Then Doreen can go back to the factory?
Yes. Burke, you will spend 2 days in solitary confinement for stealing the cigarettes. You're getting let off lightly. You could get an addition to your sentence. As for you, Smith, however much you think you are justified in assaulting Burke, I cannot allow you to take the law into your own hands. You will also spend 2 days in solitary confinement.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect to get away with it.
And you will be relieved of the privilege of working in the factory.
Yeah, you got yours, Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.